Hey guys, this is MattiAce, and I'm playing Like Assault again. I'm using the Pulsar C again. This is on Hosin, but unlike all the other videos that are similar to this, I am actually on the server Emerald. And I want to check it out. There's been a lot of talk about this server since the server merge, and I've had a lot of fun playing here, I have to say. Now, as a experienced Planetside 2 player, it is a little bit frustrating to play with a low-level character. A lot of people, when they make smurfs, they log on every day before they start playing, and therefore they get their passive certs and have a decent upgraded character when they start. I didn't do that, so I'll just quickly let you know how I decided to spend my certs in the beginning here. I started with upgrading the nanoweave and the jump jets, and I got it to level 3, I think, both of them, before I started adding attachments to the weapon, the Pulsar C that you see. And the weapon attachments are quite important, especially for engagements like you see here. The distance is not that far, but since the enemies are mostly behind cover, you have to have a pretty decent control of the recoil and the spread in order for your shots to land. And as I'm sure you know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I do shoot a lot at the long ranges, and that's where the attachments that I put on the weapon makes a big difference. But at ranges like this, it doesn't really matter at all. That wasn't actually Vonik, was it? Because as far as I know, Vonik plays almost only light assault. So I decided to only play infantry here on Emerald. And the only vehicle that I've certed is my Sunderer. I have the deploy mode, and I actually put the first level of vehicle dispenser on it as well. Not sure if it was worth it, but yeah, I got it. And the reason why I bought the AMS was because I was actually struggling finding good spawn points when we were trying to attack a base. But either way, there's always good to have more than one. So now some of you might be interested in my opinion and my experiences comparing the server Cobalt with the newly merged server Emerald. And I have to say, it's quite a difference. The fights here are just better. It's way more balanced. No faction, the way I've seen, no faction is like completely steamrolled, and at the same time no faction seems to be completely dominant either. And that's one of the problems that I've seen on Cobalt, where I normally play, is that lately, at least a couple of months, TR has been doing absolutely terrible. It's actually quite a nightmare to play as a TR on Cobalt, or it has been for a while. And I'm only talking about the infantry gameplay here. And as I'm sure you also know, I do play Vanu on Cobalt as well, and playing Vanu on Cobalt is, I would say, actually I experience it to be a little bit easier than playing on Emerald, but much easier than playing TR. And it's not, I don't want to bring this into a balance discussion, but it is not really so much about the balance more than the PPA, which but I really don't want to focus on that. It's just, if you play in a weaker team or a losing team in any first-person shooter game, whether it's a big scale game or just a 5 versus 5 or 4 versus 4, you can very quickly end up in a kind of a hopeless situation where it's just like whatever you do, however you play, you just die, shot from behind, and in every fight, in every engagement, you're at like a quarter of your health. And yeah, it's been a little bit tough for TR players on Cobalt lately, and hopefully in the future with the merge with Ceres, this is going to be better. Now, speaking about that server merge, of course there's going to be a server smash between Cobalt and Ceres about the name of this new server. Unfortunately, I have to say, I'm not going to be able to participate in that server smash because I will be away with my family, and we will be doing something called kräftskiva. I don't even know how to translate it. I'm not even gonna try. I'm sure you will get a very educated answer and translation in the comment section below this video. Now, another thing that I am quite surprised over playing on an American server is that sometimes you can clearly feel that the ping issue is actually an issue, but there are long periods of time where I can barely feel any difference at all, and that's quite unusual because in other games these differences was very, very clear. I'm not really sure why. Maybe this is because I don't know, Planetside 2 is rather laggy and has its problems whatever server you play on, or maybe technology is actually getting a bit better. I don't know, but it's like sometimes it is really laggy and you feel like, yeah, there's a ping problem, and many times there's nothing at all. But then again, sometimes when I play on Cobalt, it can be so laggy. I wonder if the server is even in our own solar system. So I haven't hooked up with any outfit or anything. I haven't experienced any of the teamwork or outfit gameplay on Emerald. Instead, I've just been running around playing solo. But at one point, I was invited to a squad, and I decided to follow them around. It's at the end of an alert, and I quickly lost my own Sunderer and got killed. And then I jumped into, I think, the squad leader Sunderer, but I didn't get a gunner seat, and of course I am too impatient to just be a passenger, so I jumped out and tried to get a few kills on my own. Another thing that I just want to point out that it really doesn't have anything to do with Emerald in general, but it's the slow base capture. I just never have the patience to stay and actually capture a base. I mean, once the enemy team, the defending team, is pushed back into the spawn room, I just redeploy out of there. And yes, you lose the base capture points and whatever, but I don't have the patience to stick around. I just think it takes too long, and that part of the gameplay is kind of uninspiring. Yeah, that's the word. So I'm sure some of you guys might be interested in, well, my general opinion about the player base, the skill level of the different servers. I mean, it's always a little bit of a topic. There's always a little bit of trash talking going on and some comparison and people saying this and that. And well, first of all, it's obviously too early to tell, but spontaneously, I just have to say there are some sick players here on Emerald. It's very inspiring. It's really fun to see, and I have to say that just in general, there are, on all servers that I've been playing, there are this small group of people that really have started to become good at this game. Of course, I did struggle quite a bit up until at least level, I don't know if it was level 15 or 16, but until I had the attachments that I want on the Pulsar Z, I was actually struggling a bit. And that was, well, basically until I was level 15 or 16, I think. And then of course having the nanoweave at almost fully upgraded, and the same with the jump jets at the second last level. And once I got those upgrades, it started getting easier. With the Pulsar Z, I started with the compensator, and then the forward grip, and latest the high velocity ammo. And here's one of those weird situations. What is up with this? I guess I stole his kill, or yeah, whatever. So I come to realize that there are quite a lot of Europeans that come to Emerald to play, and a lot of us have had our characters here, our Smurfs from when Waterson was Waterson and Madison was Madison. Unfortunately, in my case, I deleted all those characters. I actually had 2 characters on Madison and 1 on Waterson. But I decided to, to create new characters on other servers just to, check those servers out. And I wish that SOE would give us even more character slots. Now you can of course create a new account and some such. It's just that there was a bug with that in the past and it didn't work with the client. Maybe it works now. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, all the footage from this video is from, well, at least a few weeks before the upload of this video. And I was hoping to play a little bit more before I decided to post this, but it just didn't happen, and I feel like, yeah, I have enough to make at least one video. And who knows, I might come back here again. Maybe I'll start playing here on a regular basis. I really haven't decided yet. But before I end this video, I just want to let you know about the one big, massive difference that I noticed playing on Emerald compared to Cobalt. And that is the lack of anti-air. Several times I look up in the sky and I see all those mosses, reavers and sights and whatnot just flying and hovering above a 48 plus fight, and nothing from the ground is shooting them. There's no flak, barely any lock-ons, and I've several times I've just stopped playing and I just look up for like half a minute. I'm thinking, is this a bit of an off-hour gameplay session, I look at the clock and no, this is prime time on American time, right? It's early evening, and the time difference between Sweden and America is 6 hours East Coast, American East Coast, and 9 hours American West Coast. And yeah, I've been playing here mostly prime time. And here's just one of many examples that I've seen. There's a couple of mosquitoes rocket potting here, and they're taking no flak at all. They're flying really low, and they're taking their time, not trying to be stealthy or anything. It's just amazing to see this. There's nothing shooting back at them. And I know that some players, like, for example, Disgustov, one of the NC pilots on Cobalt, he has been here for quite a while, and he has had a heyday rocket podding and air hammering the ground players on Emerald. And it's to him, it's like a completely different game. It's something he obviously couldn't do on Cobalt due to, well, Bling, where I'm a member, is partly a reason why, but also because of the anti-air. And he has, like, I don't know, an hour and a half long video where most of it is just ground pounding Emerald. And it's so surprising to me, because I've also noticed that there is as I'm making this video, there is a quite active thread on the Planetside 2 forum where there's a lot of complaints about the air situation on Emerald, and I really don't understand. Why don't you use anti-air? It's so simple, it's cheap, and most players, I mean, not most players, but I mean, the game has been out for almost 2 years now. There's a lot of very experienced players on Emerald. I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a lot of really good players here, and there's definitely enough players here that have the search they need and the experience they need to take out 4 or 5 Mosses ground pounding. It's not that hard, you know. And I mean, the way they deal with me on Cobalt, if I stick around trying to ground pound the same base for more than 2 or 3 runs, it doesn't compare to what you see here.
Oh,
Let's go YOLO. Oh fuck. Yeah, bail. Yeah, that AAG one is gonna fuck us.
Nice. Oh, another black max here. Killed him. In long range, the end of that. Black max. Oh fuck.
Oh, bad.
I solo like 3 guys, then I get hit.
Now, of course, different pilots take more or less anti-air than others, but if there's anything that the Cobalt players have learned, it's how to deal with air. And I've tried these things out myself, and we've done a couple of, you know, anti-air squads or set up a few anti-air nests. It's really not that hard. Personally, I prefer the dual bursters of the max, because then spawning a Skyguard, for example, which normally is the preferred option, I don't really like being stuck with a Skyguard after dealing with aircrafts, but with a max, you can quickly deal with tanks or infantry just by walking up to the terminal and switch your loadout. Anyway, that's that about that. I'll finish this video. There's a couple of more minutes left. I hope you will enjoy it. I would say thank you all for watching, and yeah, I'm looking forward to your feedback. So that's all. Bye for now.
Hero is with you. You have fought it.
Visual on a hostile engineer.